Hey guys, it's me, Batman, and today we're gonna be making a Black Forest cake. The name of the website is liveforcake.com. But before we start with the actual recipe, we have to get on with the entire life story of the person who made this recipe. Black Forest cake was a staple when I was growing up. Much to my dismay. Read on. You know, the grocery store kind with the nuclear red maraschino root cherries. My mom loved that cake and always got it for her birthday, and often at other times throughout the year as well. This was especially disappointing to me. Why on earth would you ruin a perfectly delicious cake with those sickly sweet, sticky, artificial tasting cherries? Why? Needless to say, I ate around them, but they totally tainted the cake and frosting. Sad times. Now that I think about it, it's probably been a good 25 years since I've had that cake. I've talked about my disdain for maraschino cherries before, and that feeling still holds true to this day. I have caved and used them as a garnish, because I will admit, they look pretty and just go with certain desserts, but they get plucked right off before eating the cake. The thing is, I love cherries. Real cherries. Fresh cherries. They are one of my favorite summer seasonal fruits, so I set off to recreate that decades-old Black Forest cake my way. I promise you, this is one of the easiest cakes you'll make. It looks fancier than it is, and the chocolate bark was actually dead easy to make. The trickiest part of this cake is making sure you don't have any lingering cherry bits in your cherries, which totally happened due to a less than stellar cherry bitter that broke after 10 cherries. Needless to say, it got returned. So super easy chocolate cake, a simple whipped cream frosting, and fresh cherries. That's really all you need. In order to keep it traditional, I also made a cherry syrup, using Kirsch cherry liquor to brush onto the cake layers. You can leave this out if you'd like to keep it kid-friendly, or use a non-alcoholic cherry syrup. How to make chocolate bark. The chocolate bark on the side of the cake is much easier to make than it looks. I first saw this on my friend Janet's Irish chocolate cake. She has a video tutorial to show you how to make it, and I basically followed her steps. Number 1, melt chocolate, spread on parchment, chill, unroll. The only difference is that I put mine into the freezer for 20 minutes instead of the fridge for 30 minutes, because I'm mega impatient. I actually didn't think it would work out, to be honest, since it was my first time trying it at all. But it worked out great. I actually thought my pieces were too big and thick. It was this close to melting it and trying it again. But after I placed them on the cake, they looked perfect. You will have to work quickly with this chocolate bark. Since the chocolate isn't tempered, it will melt on contact. I recommend using food-safe latex gloves so that you're not touching the chocolate directly. It'll help a ton. I also popped the chocolate shards back in the fridge/freezer here and had them cool off. It was a hot day too, so that didn't help my plight. At one point, I actually had the cake and bark in the fridge and was placing the shards on the cake with the fridge door open. Lol. Desperate times. Is it fall yet? I used a vegetable peeler on a block of chocolate to create the chocolate shavings on top, and then used a 1-meter tip to pipe rosettes out of the whipped cream on top. Really though, you could skip all the bells and whistles and just do a rustic frosting job with whipped cream. If you are a Black Forest cake, I hope you try this version. And if you're not, maybe this recipe will convert you. Alright, let's go. It's me, the prankster. I'm gonna ruin your cooking show if you don't meet my demands. No, Joker! I'm in the middle of my cooking show! Please! It's too late, Batman. If you don't start your cooking show, I'm gonna kill your parents. Again. No!